back. Welcome to the Lace Up Low podcast. Got Nate Roscoe back from Florida, fast becoming the most frequent guest. I mean, it's like every couple months you're back. When was the last time you were here? June?
I was here in April.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot's changed since then. Joe Biden died. Kamala Harris replaced him.
And I have a new
I think he's dead. I don't know. No one's seen him since.
And I have a new Venezuelan roommate. He's fresh in the country. It's great.
Yeah, he swam here. Hell of a swimmer.
Dude, yeah. No, he's a really good swimmer.
That is the big story right now. Apparently, the Venezuelans are overrunning Aurora, Colorado.
Aurora?
Well, that's where, like, there was this scene. I don't know if you've seen it, Mikey. I'm sure you're pulling it up.
Hey, as long as they don't replay the Batman movie.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be all right over there.
Yeah, that county in Colorado has an inordinate amount of fucking problems. Stay out of Aurora, whatever county that is. Stay the fuck out of there.
The last 10 years have been rough.
Yeah, Columbine. You got the shooting at the movie theater. And now the Venezuelans are overrunning apartment complexes.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, apparently they took over a Venezuelan gang took over an apartment building, and there's some video of it. And what I want to know is there Section 8 housing in Aurora, Colorado? I thought Aurora was like a nice place, man. Wasn't it once voted like, the nicest place to live prior to the Batman shooting?
I think it is. I think it's like a nice part of Colorado, but I could be wrong. There could be like, I don't know, somebody who like lives there might think otherwise, but I've heard good things about Colorado. Aside from
Colorado's the shit. I'm just saying this town, for whatever reason, and this county, because Columbine High School is like, a few miles from Aurora.
Yeah.
So like, kids that live in Aurora went to that school. Like for whatever reason, they just have had it's like the Kennedys. They're like the Kennedys of counties. Like the Kennedy family, just an inordinate amount of fucking tragedy. This goddamn town, an inordinate amount of tragedy. And now apparently they're being overrun by Venezuelans. I know. I'm surprised Venezuelans found their way to Colorado. That wouldn't be my first destination if I was looking for asylum in this country.
Yeah.
You go to a big city. Like
I would think like Miami.
Yeah, Miami, New York, where the jobs, LA, right? The Spanish speakers, there's jobs. There's not good paying jobs. You could stand outside of a Home Depot and find some work.
Yeah.
Like something. But fucking Aurora, Colorado.
When you think about Venezuela, like the shortest distance possible to get to the U.S., Colorado is not it.
No.
I would think like that's why I thought Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's how you know.
Trump has them at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, the staff. I shit you not. I bet you 2/3 of his staff are undocumented workers. The pool boys, the guys, watering the greens. Like,
I bet he saves a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, these people don't like immigrants unless they're cheap labor. That's when they're really
true.
into it.
Or their wives.
Or their wives. Right. You get a Venezuelan beauty queen up here. And by the way, Venezuela is, I think, the plastic surgery capital of the Western Hemisphere.
Actually,
yeah,
more than here.
Yeah, so these beauty pageants are a big thing in South America. Like, they have Miss USA here. Down there, they take them fucking legitimately, and the girls down there get a ton of plastic surgery. Look it up, Mike. Venezuela and I think Colombia are like 1 and 2 in terms of the amount of plastic surgeries that are done down there. So like you go down there and get your boobs done. Like these women get their lips done. The doctors down there like specialize in this shit. Yeah, the highest rate of plastic surgery per capita and breast implants is a common procedure. Yeah, in the world.
Holy
the highest
fuck.
per capita in the world.
I can't believe they beat like L.A.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these girls here in L.A., the fresh ones off the bus from Kansas and shit, they can't afford a boob job in Beverly Hills. So they go down to Venezuela and get it at 1/10 the price. That's why it's so popular.
That makes sense.
These doctors do dozens, thousands of them a year, so they're obviously well experienced, and it's just way cheaper.
That makes sense.
It's just economic. Yeah, look at these broads. I'm telling you, I've been out of South America, man. It's a paradise.
Those are the mannequins.
Oh, I'd fuck their mannequins.
Randy, why are their tummies so shiny?
Can they give
consent? You got to explain.
Right, can they give? Can an inanimate object give consent? I don't know. But yeah, dude, I was going to say like about the whole immigration thing. I don't blame these people for coming here.
I can't really blame them.
Right? I mean, wouldn't you crawl across broken glass if you lived in some fucking narco-terrorist state to get here? I would.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? Like I just blame the fact that we have no way to handle it.
Here's the thing. Opinions about it aside, if you think about the fact that they're just being let in, it makes sense why they would come here as opposed to where the fuck they are.
Yeah.
So I can't really blame them, but I don't know.
No, we have to make no mistake, we have to do something about it. But
sure,
I understand why they're
100%.
coming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
It's like if the reverse were true, if Venezuela were the shining, country on a hill and this place was a hellscape, people would be walking through Mexico to get to Venezuela. Like it's just it's a common sense thing to do.
Yeah.
So I don't blame them. It's just a fucking impossible situation. You can't absorb 5 million people a year.
No, absolutely
it's just
not. No country can.
That's what I'm saying. There's no the roads couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like LA traffic is fucked up as it is.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you just added 20% of the population? It'd be gridlock. You know, like just simple things like that.
You already
Sewage
can't find
becomes a problem.
You already can't find a parking spot at Ralph's.
Yeah, and all the homeless tents are taken. So you know, all
Yeah.
the shanty towns are already filled in this country.
You're gonna have to
we don't even
find-
have shanties for them.
You got to find the cleanest dumpster available for a hotel.
You know how fucking dangerous that must be to walk through South America, then Central America, then Mexico, and arrive here? Like, could you imagine the balls? I mean, like, there's so many fucking,
dude.
you know, cartel groups and fucking, you know, and guerrilla armies. Like, I wonder what the odds of making it from walking from Venezuela to even get to the northern border, to the southern border.
Yeah.
Like, you must lose 1 in 5. You know, it must be a treacherous journey. I mean, it's like fucking 3,000 miles on foot.
Dude, I couldn't imagine that because I'm like terrified of like you see all those videos of the cartel. They're fucking crazy. Like the shit they do is insane.
Oh my God, they just chop up hundreds of people at once.
Yeah.
You know, for no other reason than to inspire, to instill fear, so
Yeah.
people keep paying them bribes.
They'll like chop off your arms and legs, and then you are
little
in so
nubby
much
torso.
you're in so much pain that you can't feel pain anymore.
Oh, you just go into shock, yeah.
And then they saw your head off.
Jesus Christ. Do you know they took over? Apparently, like, the price of avocado shot up because the cartel has taken over the avocado business down in Mexico.
I didn't know about that.
They muscled in like the mafia did back in the day with trash. So they're basically extorting all of the avocado producers. They have to give them like 20% of their profits, or else they're gonna get fucking, you know, gonna kill these farmers.
Yeah.
And because of that, avocado prices are now fucking double what they were. So when they tell you like, hey, you know, don't buy drugs, you're supporting the cartels. Yeah, maybe don't buy avocados either.
Don't fucking yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, buy them both. Who gives a fuck? You know, life's too short not to have an avocado, folks.
You gotta have an avocado and some drugs.
Yeah, that actually was one of the investments I wanted to make back in the day, somewhere around 2007. Me and my buddy Brian Sather, I don't know where he's at right now. Shout out Brian Sather. Back when I was a finance guy, we were. He was talking to me. He was like, "We should short Crocs." Remember Crocs?
Yeah.
They just like got on. They just went public like a year earlier. And he's like, "Come on, man, rubber shoes. This has got to be a fad. We should short that." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, we should go. We should buy a lot of stock in." He goes, "What?"
Good thing you didn't short it.
I know. I fucked. Yeah. Well, they went down, but then they went back up.
You would have been a comic way quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have started in my mid-20s instead of my mid-30s.
Yeah. You'd been sad. You'd be like, fuck, man.
But I told him, I was like, "Dude, we should invest in avocados." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Chipotle was like a brand new chain back then. It just opened up, and you know, and I'd grown up in a Latin family, so we had avocados as a kid, and I knew how delicious they were. And I saw how much guacamole they were fucking selling at these goddamn Chipotles. I'm like, I'm telling you, dude, the Mexicans are overrunning the country. The Chipotles are everywhere. Avocados going to be hot. And I had no idea how to invest in avocados. Like there's no avocado market that I'm aware of.
Pretty much buy a grocery chain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like stock, yeah.
I'm not going to buy land, you know, wherever they grow these fucking things.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you would make an investment in like a singular product like
But
that.
I'm glad I didn't, because the cartel would have just taken my goddamn avocado farm.
And sawed your head off.
Yeah, no, right. And
And I'm not talking about this head.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The little one. Sustainable investment avocado. Look at that. In fucking 5 seconds, Mikey found. Oh, wow. Investing in avocado orchards. Can I invest in cocaine orchards? Is that another option? Because that seems to be a very lucrative product, too.
But yeah, coke, yeah. You know what's funny? You mentioned earlier the thing about plastic surgery, capital of the world being Venezuela.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like a lot of videos of like girls in like their early 20s getting Botox. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's a thing out here in L.A., man.
It's so strange. Like you're fucking up your face forever.
It's a thing out here in L.A., and they do that with their lip injections. And also, one that troubles me is when they get boob jobs at like 23. It's like, listen, lady.
Dude, why do you
Your
need...
boobs are brand new. Can you wait until at least 30 before you give them a tune-up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a perfectly beautiful young woman will then go out and spend, you know, 15 grand getting her chest redone. And I'm like, why? It was perfect before.
And I don't know, like, at least to me, I don't really find that super appealing. So I don't know what the appeal... I don't think a lot of guys would be like, oh, look, an 80-year-old woman who's fucking falling apart but has a perfect set of tits. I don't know a lot of guys who are like, that is super, like a super attractive
It's
idea.
not a deal breaker. No guy's ever said her tits are too small. Put your panties back on and get out of my house.
I like all sizes.
You know what I'm saying? Like no
like
guy's
tits.
ever throwing you out. Yeah, big, small. You know, I mean, double mastectomy. I'm in. You know, like,
No,
like,
dude.
Like if you have a vagina, I'm pretty cool with that. You know, like
No, seriously.
I'm pretty
As long
happy
as you're-
with that.
As long as you're a biological woman, You have a fighting chance with most guys. Yeah, like you have a fighting chance.
Yeah, you have a definite chance with every guy if you're and even some non-biological women out there.
Yeah, at least to have sex. Love, I don't know, but like
yeah, that's hard to come by. That's hard to come by.
Love is hard, especially nowadays. I imagine dating in this city in California is like playing Russian roulette with every bullet in the chamber.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I imagine it's impossible.
I haven't done it, and I almost refuse to do it, just on principle. Because I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This town attracts all of the most narcissistic people from around the world, right?
Yeah.
So already they have a personality disorder. Most of the time, not everybody, not all people, not everyone in this town works in show business, but a lot of them do, and you got to contend with that. And then a lot of them have this sense that because they were the hot girl back where they came from, they deserved like the best guy, on the planet. Like their expectations are unreasonable.
Yeah.
And then you're surrounded by women with unreasonable expectations. It's like, it's like, hey, like isn't the fact that he's good to you, has a decent job, and isn't some philanderer, isn't that enough?
Yeah.
It's like, no. He has to also be an executive producer on a hit TV series. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's
like there's only like 4 of those in the world, and they're taken. Like,
being slightly above average is not even enough anymore. Or like even above average, like remotely above average.
Yeah.
Not. It's weird. Like I feel like in this town, it must be really, really tough and like lonely, and especially if you're looking for like a genuine what is the word, intimacy with somebody. I feel like this is not the town to find it.
No. Genuine does not get paid in this town.
Like
they want you to be full of shit around here.
Yeah, I imagine it's like there's like an East Coast energy. Like I have an East Coast energy. I can tell like that it's different interacting with people over here.
Oh yeah,
that I notice it like instantly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're too honest, it comes off as a little frightening to people because they're used to sort of a. It's almost like talking like the fucking Queen of England. Like there's like a way you're supposed to address each other.
Yeah.
That's unsaid, but it's like the standard. And if you deviate from that, people are like, oh my god, this guy's a little too brash, or he's offensive. It's like, no, you asked him his opinion, and he gave it to you. And instead of telling you what you expected to hear, he told you what he actually thought. So now he's a fucking asshole, or she's a bitch, or whatever it is.
It's very different. Oh, this guy's difficult to work with. It's like, no, you just asked me a question and I gave you my opinion on it. How am I difficult to work with?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, well, don't ask if you don't want to know. I mean, it's a lot of that.
Pretty simple.
Like I said, they want you to say what they want to hear. Is what it is.
Yeah, I like taking vacations here, but man, like in LA, it's like I can only handle about a week at a time.
Yeah,
it's really tough out here sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed living out here because I found a good crew of friends. It's not like
you need the community always.
Yeah. It's not like and I love the physical space of it, the mountains, the ocean, be able to get to crazy hikes and skiing and all the outdoor shit I like to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the worst part is definitely the people, and it's in LA. Like once you get out of like once you're like south, down getting close to Long Beach, or you get out of, even in the valley, it gets a little bit better because people are like, there's more blue collar people up here.
Yeah.
But if you're on the other side of the hills, down to Culver City, it's just bullshit central. And that's. But if you know that going in, it's fine. Like I didn't expect it to be otherwise.
Yeah.
So I kind of find it amusing. Because that's. But if you want to, you're not going to find a fucking a forklift operator. In West Hollywood. It's just
no.
like that guy, it doesn't exist down there.
Like who Bill Burr used to be, you'll never find that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not
like a regular dude being like, hey, what's up? Guy. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. They're way out in fucking Oxnard or something, or Lancaster, one of these, Dust Bowl towns, an hour outside of LA. That's where the normal people live.
Hey, what's up? Fuck you. Doesn't happen. So what have you been up to, man? I haven't seen you in a bit.
Busy, dude. Fucking. I went to my family vacation and I've been doing some local comedy, but haven't been on the road. Just 2 jobs, both of them closing big deals in the next 30 days. So I'm old Randy who knows to the grindstone right now, but we're getting close to closing them out. And I'm planning a trip to Europe in a couple weeks to do some comedy in Berlin.
Oh, you going with anybody or just by yourself?
My buddy Tamer lives out there. Tamer Katan, shout out Tamer Katan.
Okay.
I had him on the podcast years ago. He was, I think he's been traveling and doing comedy like all over the globe for a while. But he was on the East Coast for a bit, moved to LA for a bit, then left here and moved back to Europe. And he's been in Germany for like 6-7 years doing comedy out there.
Okay.
So I hit him up, like, hey man, I got some free time after Labor Day. Let's do it up. He's like, yeah.
That's great. No, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so I've never been to continental Europe. I've been to London for business, but never Never continental Europe. Never Germany, too. I heard weird things about these people. I want to find out what's going on over there.
That's cool. No, maybe you'll find a nice German broad.
I don't know about that, dude. They have the German language sounds pretty. It's
I
not,
want your big cock.
It's not very. It's not very sensual. You know, it's yeah, it's very industrial in its sound. I couldn't imagine a German girl like moaning at me during sex. It kind of creeped me out.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Can you stop, babe?
It sounds like a softcore Hitler speech. When she's moaning.
It's just the grunting parts of a Hitler
like,
diatribe.
Yes, harder.
Yeah, she's quoting Mein Kampf in the middle of it.
For the motherland. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Russians say that.
Although I think that's one thing you got to be careful about over there. You can't really joke about it because they're really sensitive about the Holocaust.
They actually don't have free speech in Germany.
All of Europe, there's no First Amendment.
Yeah, like there's legitimately no free speech. Have you been hearing about that? I don't know if that's true. Maybe you can get us some receipts. But I've been hearing that apparently, like, you can get arrested for actually talking shit in England.
That I've heard.
Is that happening?
That is actually happening now.
Because obviously I don't want to be like this guy that just hears it and be like, oh, literally 1984. But like let's see. A 55-year-old woman was arrested for publishing written material to stir up racial hatred and false communication.
Yeah, so some woman tweeted. I heard a couple of people got picked up for this shit.
Dude, that's actually. That's horrendous if that's actually what's happening.
I mean, it is fucked up, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's weird. As Americans, we think that all of Europe lives like us, but even they don't have the freedom we have.
No.
They want to toss some of the people from the U.S. out for making posts in the U.K. that's starting some of these riots and things, especially since some of the posts they're making aren't factual.
Oh yeah, it's the Twitter post that's starting the riots.
I mean,
yeah.
This is the thing with.
She's hot.
She is a looker.
Oh wait, no, she tried to run somebody over. Never mind.
Oh, that's really hot. She must be good in bed too. No, man, that's the thing about, like I said, free speech. It doesn't exist in other countries the way it does here. It's not enshrined in their constitutions. They can kind of fucking do whatever they want.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we have the closest to like actual free speech that you could have.
But I mean, I do think, and I mean, I think most civil people would agree there has to be limits on it in the sense that. You can't, incite violence on somebody, which is illegal, which as it should be. Just like you can't
yell fire in a crowded hallway.
that kind of thing. Yeah. You can't cause a panic. And there's certain things, but then you get into a gray area when you're talking about like misinformation. Like lying. I mean, that's not a crime. Yeah. Like you're an asshole for being a liar, but it's not actually a crime. So like, there has to be, you have to like figure out where to draw the lines on these things. That's the tough part is the gray area.
And who decides what is misinformation?
That is true. And also who decides what is actually free speech, right? I mean, like right now, there's still a debate about social media apps being, are they the town square? Are they a public service? The way that we treat the telephone, which has free speech laws apply to it, or is it a private corporation saying this is my platform and I can let on and throw off anyone who I want, right? And for any reason.
Yeah.
So those issues to figure out, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear that just saying something somebody else doesn't like as long as I'm saying I'm going to kill this person, or we should gather up and burn down this house. Yeah. If you just say I hate, pick a group. That makes you an asshole, but it's not illegal in my mind.
Unless you're trying to like get them killed or something.
That's what I'm saying. If you have to, there has to be direction. If you just said I hate, blank people, that makes you an asshole. But if I said I hate blank people, we should go burn down this church. That is a problem.
That's a problem.
That what I'm saying. Like the action part. Your opinion is like an asshole. Everyone has one. The old saying, right?
Yeah.
But the action part is a problem. You have no asshole?
I have no asshole.
Yeah, you're like Kim Jong-un?
Yeah. I shit out my dick.
Did you ever hear about that?
That's filthy.
Did you ever hear about this, though? You ever hear about this? Kim Jong-un, apparently, the North Koreans believe that he is so perfect and partially divine that he doesn't actually poop. That his body is so perfectly regulated, he doesn't pee or poop.
Hey.
Can you imagine?
I believe
he must be the most constipated guy on earth.
Yeah, imagine having so much, like all that shit.
Also, North Korea is notoriously devoid of food options, and of course he's going to eat because he's the supreme leader.
Yeah.
But those North Koreans know what they know the food in their own country. Like this stuff must be giving him diarrhea. Like unless he's getting his food flown in from fucking faraway lands just for him.
He's eating
if he's eating the same rice we're eating, he has diarrhea like we do.
He has like a fucking private jet Uber Eats order of like In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
He's just like shitting bricks.
Yeah, dude. He has some famous French chef just cook for him and they fly it over.
It'd be great. Yeah.
That's the other thing too about these dictators. Everyone's like shits on them, but they all take money from them. I mean, have you heard of this? Like, there's out in the Middle East, this happens a lot. Like, you know, these sheikhs who are like notoriously bad about human rights violations. They'll pay for Hollywood celebrities to come out and like, you know, play at their daughter's wedding. Like Flo Rida got like a $2 million check from some Arab sheik who like tortured people, so his 13-year-old son could have him perform at his birthday. Like that kind of shit happens all the time. You know, so a lot of these Hollywood elites are pretty full of shit. I don't see them giving that money back. You know?
No, they're not going to. Yeah.
You know, Jennifer Lopez got $1 million to show up and perform at like, you know, some oil baron, some, you know, Afghan or African oil baron's, you know, daughter's wedding. It's like, you know, they're not giving that money back.
It's not even like the actual being an asshole or like not. It's just the deception. Like I care so much about this, but I'm actually a piece of shit. That's what I think bothers people.
Always, dude. The cover up is always worse than the crime. If you just admitted you were a piece of shit and took the money because you're greedy, people are like, all right, at least you're honest about that. Like, I get why you did it.
Well, it's like that.
But then to pretend to care about women's rights and then go to a country where a guy beats his wife, you know, some sheik beats his wives and perform for him. It's like, all right, well, now you're just the height of hypocrisy. Oh, here we go.
It's like the Patrice bit about like raising money, like what is it? Michael J. Fox raising money for Parkinson's. When it's just like, well, why shouldn't I donate for AIDS? He's like, I don't got that shit. It's like I would donate to him if he just said that. Like I don't care about that. That's not my shit. It's not my disease.
Oh, here he found it. So what do we got here, Mikey?
Oh, all these people who performed for Muammar Gaddafi.
Oh,
holy
yeah.
shit, Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah, famously.
Yeah, Beyonce, Usher, 50 Cent, Mariah Carey.
Wow, he got all the stars.
Yeah.
All the Diddy party fans.
$1 million. That's all it takes to get fucking J-Lo at your place?
$1 million for a song?
One song? I mean, yeah.
I mean, you probably don't have to pay taxes on that.
I wonder how much to bang her.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, do you think Muammar's like, I'll give her 5 if she lets me put it in her dumper? Famously?
That's crazy.
That's what I would do if I was. I mean, look. If you're gonna be the, Dr. Evil, go all the way. You know, like I'd be like, all right, Beyonce, I'll give you $100 million if you let me do you. Like, fuck the million. And it's not his money. He's just taking it from the country.
Yeah,
like,
can you really say that? Say no to that? That's fucking insane.
Yeah, I bet you can get a male hip hop artist to take it in the ass for $100 million.
Apparently, some of them do it for free.
I know,
Ask
right?
Diddy.
I mean, they did it for a lot less for Diddy.
Yeah, fucking Meek Mill. Oh my god.
Yeah, what are the rumors behind that? Because that's like the murkiest. That's kind of as murky as Jeffrey Epstein.
Dude, that's
the Diddy
all,
rumors.
Bro, he has a RICO lawsuit against him.
Oh, I know. That's
a RICO
how
suit.
has he not been arrested yet?
That's a great question.
Right. I mean, that video of him stomping out what's her face.
Yeah.
They've raided all his properties.
Bro, yeah, no, like if you read the whole lawsuit, there's like shit he did with like Meek Mill, Young Miami, and like all these other rappers. And then the one rapper who filed the suit is the one who I don't remember his name, but he would like go there and like produce music, and Diddy would like finger his ass when he still had his pants on, and then he'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck is that about?" And then no, this suit is crazy, but like the fact that he hasn't been arrested is just crazy.
Is that it?
P Diddy fingering. I
P Diddy fingering.
I bet it exists. Apparently, he did that all the time. Like he would scorpion people.
Is that what they call it, scorpion?
I don't know.
What do we got here?
I forgot who filed the suit, but yeah, there's like a RICO suit against him because like the RICO is designed to if like a whole mob does a crime, it basically fucks up anybody who's involved.
Yeah, it becomes a criminal conspiracy.
Yes,
what they consider if you're part of an organized gang that its only interest is crime, it's like a federal offense, and any crime that the gang commits, they can tack onto your sentence too.
Yeah. I like just saying, people are like, dude, you hear about the Diddy thing? I'm like, yeah, he should go to prison. His music sucks. People are like, no, we're not talking about that. I'm like, I am.
Here's a question. How Little Rod's Diddy lawsuit went from a GoFundMe to a $30 million scandal. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I assume anybody who's been on Ellen has a $30 million suit against them pending.
Well, that's how you do your apology tour in this country.
You go on Ellen.
Yeah, you do Ellen during the day, and if you really fucked up, you got to go on Oprah. That's how the world forgives you. You know.
Yeah.
That's the only way back in. You know.
Oprah. Yeah, like remember when Dave Chappelle went on Oprah for the saying like, "Oh, why did you walk away?" And Dave's like, "Oh, because they were treating me terribly." And she's like, "Well, yeah, but that's all right." Basically, ridiculous. That's what she was saying. She's like, "But yeah."
I mean, yeah.
It's like that's Hollywood. It's like
most of us would have taken the money.
You know.
I mean, here's a question for you. If I'm trying to think of like a comparable comedian, like if Louis C.K. was like, "Hey, bud, you know, I'll make you my feature. I'll take you all the way to the top, but you gotta let me finger your asshole. Like Diddy did to this guy. Would you take it?
That's really hard to say no to. Opening for Louis C.K.
The honesty of that, yeah. It's like,
in more way than one. It's really hard to say no to that. Like a guy like Louis is like,
right. I mean,
yeah,
like,
sure, that's creepy and that's disgusting, but like,
I mean, it can help your career, but he's also an idol. You also look up to him, you know?
Yeah.
So in some ways, it's like you're making love to your favorite comedian.
dude, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine like someone like that, like offering a situation like that.
Yeah, that would be weird. I wonder. It's always you always think you know how you'd react, but you don't know in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, like what would you do in the 10 seconds after he said it? Like what? Like,
well, yeah, it's like
the
when,
confusion of like, wait, did this really just happen?
It's like when people are like, why would these MMA fighters fight Jake Paul? It's like, have you ever been offered a $10 million contract? No. That's life, dude. That's retirement money.
Yeah. I've had that argument with finance guys when I was in that business, man. I remember one time
I wouldn't do the Louis shit, by the way. I would say no. I have money right now. Well, enough to be
enough not to get fingered in the ass.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
But there was, I think it was in New York. This was obviously New York in like the early 2000s. It was mid 2000s. Like the Mega Millions lottery was up to like 300, 400 million, which is like the highest number at the time. And me and a bunch of junior associates at this firm, put in $5. We bought a bunch of lottery tickets, and we're sitting around having dinner like 8 o'clock in a conference room because we worked 16-hour days. Yeah. And just talking about like, oh, what would you do with the money? We were talking about that, and somehow it came around to me. I was like, and they had, like. The conversation shifted, what would you do with the money, to what you would do for the money. And I said, I'd kill everyone in this room. And they go, bullshit. And I said, if I can get away with, if I weren't going to go to jail and the $300 million on the table, I'd kill every one of you with one of these fucking steak knives. Like it would, yes. It'd be life-changing money for me, my family. Like, yeah, some people would get hurt, obviously. I wouldn't be proud of having to do that. It's like, but for the change that it would make for me and my family, it's like easily. I'd be foolish not to.
Randy's the real life Patrick Bateman.
No, but people fuck around. I told him, like, listen, you have no idea what $300 million looks like on pallets in a fucking 18-wheeler truck. Like, if the fucking cash was there,
yeah.
I was like, we're on Wall Street, guys. We're doing evil shit all fucking day. We're just doing it behind a computer, not with a pistol. True. Like, if a real man would have the fucking balls to shoot you in the face. We just fired 1,700 people last week. Like, do you think some of their kids aren't gonna fucking starve behind our actions? Like, of course they are. Like, like have some fun. Like, at least I'm gonna kill 8 of you instead of laying off 300,000 workers so we can get slightly more rich on a little bonus.
Yeah.
So what people think they're going to do in a hypothetical scenario and what they actually do are two different things. And that gap, that disconnected illusion that people have is what bugs me. It's like, no, if there were $20 million in cash on the table, there's a lot of things you would do. Yeah. That you think you wouldn't. Like, like that human instinct of greed and survival kicks in, and you'll do some awful shit.
The phrase of "show me the money" becomes real.
Yeah.
When you see that money, you're like, well, fuck. What do I got to do to get this?
Yeah. And like I said, it's life changing. Like I said, if a couple people have to die, so everyone I've ever known and loved is taken care of for all time. It's like, all right, people die all day. Like, at least I know my family's all right. Like it's a self-preservation that kicks in. Like, you would hope that your higher mind would kick in, but most of the time it won't.
Most people are like a couple bad days away from being really bad people.
Oh, yeah.
I do firmly believe that a lot of, especially in America now, like a lot of people are a few bad days away from doing some really unspeakable shit.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, and you kind of saw that during the pandemic when there was a run on toilet paper and Pampers and like people started, getting at each other's throats. Like, if there's resource scarcity, dude, if the fucking electricity went out in 2 days, it would be mayhem. Like, I mean, like, we'd go back into the Stone Ages, it'd be anarchy. Like the idea that we'd be civil would be out the window. We'd be shooting each other for bread. You know what I'm saying? Like the instinct to live is bigger than the instinct to cooperate with each other in society. I
mean, the pandemic was like proof that, at least proof to the people, like the higher people, that like we will fold on a dime. Mm-hmm. As a population. I'm not saying all of us, but most of us will fold on a fucking dime if we feel a little uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
And that was just a test. Like there's another one coming. I got news for you guys. There's definitely another one. I don't know when, but it'll be here.
Yeah, and I would venture to guess it's going to be sooner than later because the more of us there are, the easier for these diseases to spread. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
In fact, I think we got fucking lucky there hasn't been a really bad. I mean, COVID could have been way fucking worse. I mean, it killed 1%, less than 1% of the population infected.
Yeah.
Like if it killed 20%, all bets are off.
Yeah, or even 10.
Yeah,
or 5.
decided would dissolve. Fuck, if it killed children instead of old people, we'd have been more, up in arms about it. But thankfully, it didn't.
Yeah. But it's like, it's one of those things, man. It's like, I don't know what the next one's going to be or when it's going to be. I just know it's coming because, I mean, they fucking do.
And Kamala Harris is going to bring it along with her communism. Don't vote.
I'm a big fan, yeah. I do like Kamala.
I mean, look, she's definitely made it more interesting.
I do. I do like her.
I like
because
the old bait and switch at the end here. Let's make it fucking entertaining, for Christ's sake.
I do like her though, because it's like a sign that even someone with brain damage can, run the can run the country. No, I really don't. I don't care.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, like, it is making it interesting.
That's all. At this point, like.
I'm not a good person, by the way. Just letting you know.
Yeah, like, he's a guest on this podcast, so that speaks highly of his character.
I'm watching the election as entertainment, and a lot of you people literally think it's going to determine if you live or die in the next 10 years.
Really, yeah. It's
I don't care, and I'm not a good person. I acknowledge that.
I mean, for all the doom and gloom they said that Trump was going to bring in 2016, and I'm not a supporter of either of these guys, but for all the doom and gloom they said he'd bring. It was the same shit. I mean, like,
nothing really
the corporations
changed.
got what they want. Like, they're really running the show. These puppets they put in place for 4 years are fucking meaningless, or nearly meaningless.
Surprisingly peaceful time in the Middle East.
Yeah.
While Trump was in, I'm not. That's not like, it's just an
the pandemic
acknowledgement
helped,
of what
thank
happened.
God.
Yeah.
Snuffed out a few of our enemies for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't really have health care in those areas, so they got hit particularly hard.
Everyone thought it was going to, and I mean, the economy's bad now, but it's like, I don't know, man. I really don't think any one candidate's going to save anything.
No.
I really think if you want to save yourself and make your life better for your future kids, if you're having kids, that's up to you. It doesn't really matter who's wearing the fucking suit.
You're not going to be able to stop what they're about to do. I mean,
no, absolutely not.
Like, in theory, if you organized and voted, it would, but they keep you divided so you don't. So you might as well get on with living your life and making your little corner of the world better. That's all you can, what I'm saying? Like, if you vote in local politics, that might have an impact, right?
Yes, I do think that local politics actually makes an impact.
Yeah, for sure. I do as well. But, like, on a grand scale, like, you're not going to change a federal minimum wage. They're going to fucking do that. Like, there's nothing you can do about this. Like, so you have to go on about your life.
I've always believed that politics, well, like, for the last, 6 years, I've really believed this, is, like, it's just a sports team, and people watch their sports team, and no matter how shitty it is, a lot of people feel like the need to defend it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they can't just let them fuck up and be like, yeah, that was wrong. So many people are like, oh, what? But actually, it's because, it's like, no, dude, bad shit happens on both sides, and then they have to, like, defend it because they feel like it's their Yankees.
Well, you could see that in the policy shifts, right? There are a lot of things that, like, the Democrats used to historically be in support of, the middle class, jobs, that have now switched to Republican issue and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, of course, they obviously have no ideological fucking, bent. They just, whatever it takes to stay relevant. So, of course, it's like, and the people that they vote for go along with it. Like Nixon created the EPA, and now Republicans believe that, climate change is a hoax.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's the same party 20 years apart. It's just, obviously, you're just rooting for for the red team. You don't give a fuck about what they're saying.
Dude, Trump is a Democrat from 30 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's...
Yeah, everybody hates Tom Brady until he's on your team. It's one of those things.
Seriously.
Like LeBron's an asshole until he joins your team, then he's my favorite player. Like, it's just, it's a team mentality. They don't give a fuck what either candidate is saying. I'm going this way.
Yeah, and maybe this makes me apathetic. I just don't care, dude. I just don't.
Yeah, I got bigger fish to fry, like smoking weed and talking shit with my friends. Immediately important things.
I've got bigger fish to fry. That girl at Ralph's, I gotta get her number. I gotta bone that girl.
And she looks like a fish. She's ugly as sin, guys. I saw her.
Yeah.
So how's it been down in Florida, man? How's hell down there? What's going on in Tampa? Or you've been traveling?
I've been traveling a little. I mean, I've been mainly like with like my current lifestyle right now. I try to
take
it slow. What's up?
Oh, you came out.
I came out.
My current lifestyle now.
Dickhead.
Whoa. Big reveal, guys.
Yeah. Hey, I came out to LA
on the Ready Set Blow podcast. Traveling a lot, good, man.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to like hang out because every now and then when you travel, it actually gets exhausting after a while.
Oh yeah, tell me about it, buddy.
But no, I've been enjoying Florida. Like, I like being close to my family. My family's amazing.
Okay.
And I know this is real radical of me. Probably makes me a Nazi, but I like spending time with my family, and I'd like a family of my own one day.
It only makes you a Nazi if your family are Nazis.
Yeah. In the words of I'm not a Nazi. I'm just dumb. That's it. You know?
It only makes you a Nazi if you hang out with a family of Nazis.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I like family and I like all that shit. Nazi.
No. Yeah, you guys renamed the dice game.
Yeah.
Nazi to Nazi.
Dude, when you tell people from this city that you're from Florida, they look at you like you're a disease.
Which is wild because Miami is basically more liberal than up here. I would say. No, I guess those Cubans are pretty.
I'd say it's
Republican. Yeah.
I mean,
more fake tits though. A lot of fake tits and a lot more fake asses in Miami. Holy Jesus, a lot of fake asses in Miami.
Dude, yeah, no, like I heard a comic say one time that everybody from Miami is like a character from GTA 5.
Oh yeah.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so funny, yeah.
It's Florida's like 8 countries in one, man.
I can't go to Miami. It's so crazy over there. It's like here where it's like the expenses of here and like the weather of Florida.
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
Yeah. Well, Dean Gonzalez, shout out to Dean Gonzalez, we had him on the show.
I love Dean.
We were talking about Miami and he's like, yeah, it's like LA, but a guy has a Lamborghini, but he parks it in his mother's driveway. He's like, it's like they front even harder in Miami than they front in LA. Like in LA, you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, but have your Lamborghini. He's like, in Miami, you'll have your Lamborghini, but you live at your mother's house. Like they're even bigger bullshitters in Miami somehow.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I'm surprised with that. It's a guy, it's everyone on their first Coke deal or first paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, they want to show a little money off.
Yeah. Let me take a quick second here. I fucking hate Austin, Texas.
No shit.
I hate that city so much.
What about it don't you like?
The comedy part is whatever, but like the actual city itself is so disgusting and so overrated. The heat is insufferable. It's like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Like in a regular evening, it's like 100 degrees, and the humidity is like the humidity of Florida, and it's just like everyone's like, oh, this place is so much better than LA. I'm like, no, dude, it's just fucking a bunch of loser hipsters trying to make LA and Texas. You guys are bigger retards than the people here.
Dude, the first time I went to Austin was like 2017 before it became a hotbed of comedy. And it was pretty cool. I did some comedy out there. It was dope.
Yeah.
And then I went again, but, recently, at the end of last year, early this year. And it was fun. The comedy scene was great. But you're right. It is as crowded and as filthy as LA. So this idea that like Austin is like cooler. It's like, no, LA just moved all its bullshit over there. There's homeless everywhere.
It's so shitty.
Rents are still lower than here, but they fucking doubled in the last like 3 years. It's like overnight, the cool part about Austin was wiped away by LA bullshit.
Yeah, thanks fucking
It's like
Joe
LA light.
and
So why would I move there now when it's already like here? Like if I'd moved there 10 years ago, it would have made sense. But now it's like, why would I leave here for there?
No, it's like, and I've always believed this. Like I genuinely think like Austin's always just been like my least favorite city in Texas. Like Houston, amazing. Dallas
is a good time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
San Antonio, great. Like love those places, but Austin's just so overrated. I'm sick of hearing people with blue dye in their hair telling me how great Austin is. Like I'll kill all of you.
Well, it becomes a caricature of itself is what it is. Like,
yeah.
That keep Austin weird thing was an old thing, and now they're making it like their identity.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's like Portland. It jumped the shark. It went a little too far.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we get your weird. Now be normal again.
I grew up in Tampa. Imagine telling me keep Austin weird.
You grew up
fucking
anywhere in Florida. Yeah, right?
Like, dude, I'll get smacked in the face with somebody's pet alligator. You think you're going to tell me that Austin's weird? Get the fuck out of here.
I think we showed that clip on here once of a guy in Florida who robbed a liquor store with a gator that he pulled out of a ravine.
I can't blame him. Yeah, it works. It fucking works, dude.
Oh, the fucking cashier backed away and gave him the register.
They got tough skin. Those alligators got tough fucking skin, bro.
That's a smart move, dude. Yeah, I wonder if that's, it's definitely robbery, but is it armed robbery if you have an alligator with you? If your alligator's the weapon?
Probably not.
Because then it's just an exotic pet. Are you just breaking exotic pet laws?
Yeah, it'd be like if Mike Tyson took his tiger and robbed a store. Be like, is that armed robbery? I don't think so.
I think he just had an exotic animal in public.
I think he just changed the law forever.
I think it's a ticket. I don't think it's a ticket. He didn't even ask for the money. They just threw it at him. They're so scared they threw him the money.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get to a little news, buddy?
Yeah, let's do the news.
All right. I got some good ones for you here.
Oh, great.
This one I saved especially for you.
Oh, boy.
A woman reportedly arrested after claiming Kanye West telepathically told her to steal a car with a child inside. A 28-year-old Kentucky woman, Ricky Smith, was arrested in Evansville after allegedly attempting to steal multiple vehicles. Smith claimed that she was instructed to commit the thefts through telepathic communication with Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. The incident took place on North Main Street, where cops found her trying to open up car doors. She was removed from one car by a mother who was dropping off her child at a daycare. She was arrested and taken to county jail after further investigation. Now, I say this for you because I know you're a big Kanye West fan. Do you think he actually telepathically communicated with her?
Yeah, I do. That's probably the most innocent thing he's telepathically communicated to anybody.
Yeah, I think he's crazy enough that I think she has a defense here.
Kanye is on nitrous acid. Do you guys understand what nitrous acid does to your brain?
What is that?
Bro, it's laughing gas. He's addicted to laughing gas right now.
Is that a new thing?
I don't know.
Oh, even Mike Nell sat up in his seat. He's like, wait a minute.
I don't know if it's new, but like that's a real thing that's happening with Kanye right now. He's like addicted to this laughing gas, and it's fucking him up. I'm not gonna listen. I'm a huge fan of Kanye, but his last album was fucking terrible. Vultures 2, dog shit. I mean, awful.
This is what happens.
And I'm a huge fan.
Oh, we got some. There's that gay famous commentator.
Yes, alleged history. Ye's alleged
nitrous oxide use.
Yeah, dude, it's been bad. Like his dentist has been like contributing to this addiction and like fucking him over and like influencing him. Because Ye can have like it's easy to influence. He's easily influenced. So when something like this happens, it sounds like fiction, but then you're like, actually, no, it makes sense.
Dude, I'd believe it. I mean, look what happened to Matthew Perry. His his assistant, his doctor, and his drug dealer all conspired to just pump him full of as much ketamine as possible because they wanted to extort money out of him.
Thomas Connolly, yeah, there you go.
Thomas Connolly. Read a full breakdown, including everything about Ye's nitrous oxide past. Jesus Christ.
Damn, goes back to 2015.
What is? I mean, is that the thing? Is that the thing with fucking celebrities now? Like, regular drugs aren't good enough. They got to get into like the medical stuff. Like, hey man, I need fentanyl. I need ketamine. I need nitrous oxide. I need like fucking Michael Jackson. I need that whatever that stuff is that puts you into a coma when you get surgery.
Yeah,
anesthesia. I need that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like whatever happened to good old heroin and cocaine? Like, let's smoke a little weed, guys. Get drunk. Fucking go with the normal stuff.
Well, and dude, like Ye is also like. He obviously was on the meds for like antidepressants and shit. I imagine
that stuff will fuck your head up.
Dude, I imagine doing that, mixing it with nitrous oxide, which also turns your brain into silly putty, and then like other shit maybe, like smoking weed too. Like, bro, I really think that all of this shit might have contributed to making like
his mental breakdown. His mind. Yeah, his mental breakdown for sure. But I do think this is a valid defense on this woman's part. I would love for her attorney to use this, in court, and then I want them to subpoena Kanye West and to legitimately ask him if he was communicating with her telepathically, because I think his response is not going to be a firm no.
No,
I think his response is going to be TV worthy. Yeah, I hope he gets subpoenaed in this case,
bro. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, I have an impact on people like that."
Yeah, I talk to everybody.
I didn't even try to do that; it just happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the energy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the guy, but fuck.
He's gonna talk to himself refer to himself in the third person the whole trial.
He does. Like people be asking Ye, what did Ye do? It's like, he talks like that, bro. That is so scary.
I know, right? He's just watching him get fucked up on nitrous oxide,
dude. And apparently, I think you only get high for like a couple seconds.
Like
5 to 10 seconds. Hits. So like, in order to continue, you have to do like a bunch of fucking nitrous oxide. So like, you're just turning your brain into silly putty.
Oh no!
Like when you do that,
and that's the last thing a guy who already has mental disorders needs. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
seriously, yeah.
Clearly, he has if he's not schizophrenic, he definitely has bipolar personality disorder. And giving them these kind of drugs is just making it worse. It's not going to help.
No, dude, for real, no. It's really brutal. Yeah. Because
there should be more doctors in jail for this kind of shit.
There should be.
You know what I'm saying? Like overprescribing people, like what? I mean, they arrested the doctor for Matthew Perry, but this fucking guy giving him nitrous oxide, how come he's not in handcuffs? It's bizarre. Like, as long as your doctor prescribes it, you can get as high as you want, effectively.
Bro, when I have a friend who has a YouTube channel who's about to hit 100,000 subs. Not going to dox him, but like he said, like this doctor gave him a bunch of antidepressants when his mother died because they're like, oh, you need to take these. He's like, I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, for hundreds of years, when someone's family member died, they just grieved and then moved on.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to give someone antidepressants.
Gave them support and gave them like free lasagna so they don't have to cook for themselves.
Yeah, he's like, yo, you shouldn't feel sad. It's like, no, I probably should feel sad because my mom just died.
Yeah. It's perfectly normal to grieve the loss of a loved one. Yeah.
Like most people, to grieve the loss of a loved one don't need that.
Yeah.
It's just going to take time, dude.
Yeah, they need the love and support of their family and friends, not the pills a doctor hands them.
Yeah, not the fucking pills that's going to turn you into somebody who says, yeah, Kanye telepathically told me to rob someone. Yeah.
Well, also, funny, in that situation, too, those antidepressants, one of the biggest side effects is suicidal ideation. So it's like you're going to give somebody who's just lost their mother a pill that could make them want to kill themselves. Seems like the antithesis of the Hippocratic Oath. You know, in my book.
You would think.
But, you know, I'm not a doctor. So
hey, it's the same medical industry that did the Tuskegee experiment.
Exactly.
You can Google that. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not trying to get this
Yeah, he
yanked.
wants to keep his life.
Yeah, dude, the last podcast I talked about dancing Israelis. Last thing I need to do is talk about the Tuskegee
Yeah, in
experiment.
the tunnels.
Yeah, in the fucking tunnels in Brooklyn.
in New
Jesus
York.
Christ.
Here's a fun one. Americans are spending more on sports betting than on investments. Americans are... Yeah,
It is an investment, Randy.
all right, in this country it is. Americans are increasingly channeling their money into sports betting rather than making long-term investments, raising concerns about the financial health of households across the nation. Recent research indicates that in states where sports gambling has been legalized, there's been a significant decline in savings and investments in traditionally stable assets such as stocks. The shift has been accompanied by a rise in credit card debt, lower credit scores, a surge in bankruptcy filings, and a surge in sports betting.
Imagine Shane Gillis drunkenly yelling at his mom, "This is an investment, Ma." That'd be so funny.
I mean, dude, in some fucked up way, though, betting on sports for your average, layperson, your working guy, makes more intuitive sense on a street level than it does betting in the stock market, because that guy who watches every fucking Sunday football game knows more about football than he does about the stock market. And
Perhaps,
the stock market is stacked against the layperson
Yeah.
with all these hedge fund managers and investment bankers and private equity guys and all their insider trading. They're fucking the little guy. So in some ways, it might make more I have a better chance of winning this Bears fucking Lions game than I do putting my money in the stock market where I know they're fucking me in the ass.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, unless you just buy the S&P 500 in like a tax-advantaged account, you really are gambling with any buy in the market.
That's true.
Right
That's
now.
what I've been on Wall Street for 15 years. That's what I do. I don't have enough time.
Well, because you know,
Yeah,
like,
because I know I'm getting fucked otherwise. Yeah.
it's like, and you're like, I might as well just go with the trend of the market, which is about 8 to 10% a year.
Yeah, over a 100-year period.
So it's like, if I know I don't have the time to do research, and probably knowing me, not the intelligence quotient to do the research, might as well just buy the S&P.
Yeah.
That's worked for a bunch of people forever.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's people are like, oh, this is a bad thing for households. No, you know what's worse for households? The fact that they're not getting a living wage. The fact that they feel the need to have to gamble in order to fucking put food on the table. I mean, like, because when you're betting on a football game, you double your money, right? If I bet it with the money line, I could more than double my money sometimes. If I bet against the spread, I double my money. It's better than putting it in the stock market and hoping I don't get fucked out of it in the next 10 years.
Do you remember when all those inflation articles came out and billionaires were coming out and saying, oh yeah, the prices of gas are up, so just drive less. Yeah. Oh, you can't afford bread? Well, maybe buy less bread.
Yeah. Stop getting that coffee you want in the morning. Maybe the coffee shouldn't be $9 fucking. Yeah,
it's like when they gaslight you like that, can you really blame them for just wanting to take money and throw it at fucking Israel Adesanya? I can't blame them. Bet on the bigger, blacker guy. Yeah. Do it.
Also, it's more exciting.
It is.
At least you can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not like the market. You just see a lion go straight down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
You hand your money to
happened?
some guy. He says it's in the market. You don't know where the fuck you put it. Your broker. And then 10 weeks later, say, hey, all your money's gone, buddy.
And it's gone. Yeah.
Fuck off, asshole.
It's like, dude, just like, I don't know. I invest in the S&P because that's like, I don't have the time to.
No, that's
spend
the smart thing to do, dude.
But like for the regular person who doesn't, like, dude, people like doom spending, like, I get it. Just gamble it. I'm not saying gambling is good, but like if you've already made the decision in your head that you're gonna gamble, it doesn't matter what I tell you. Just fucking have fun.
That's the thing about gambling. People are like, oh, some say it's a harmless vice. Other people are like, it's terrible. And of course, all these states changed their tune as soon as they started getting involved in gambling.
Oh yeah,
right?
Very quickly.
The mafia used to control the lottery. It was an illegal lottery. Then the states took it over and doubled the cost of it. Like the mafia used to pay out 80% and keep 20% of the pot. Now the states keep 50 and pay out 50. This has all happened in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Same thing with sports betting. That was illegal. Now fucking 2/3 of the states made it legal, and they're taking huge tax profits from it. So they want their end at the end of the day.
Of course.
But you're right. I mean, of course, you should only gamble with money that you're ready to lose.
Facts.
Yeah. But the problem is that people are just so destitute, they don't have enough money to do anything.
No,
you know what
dude.
I'm saying? Like, there is no savings to gamble with because there's no fucking savings.
Dude,
Maybe if you pay people a living wage, they could have saved some money and not gamble it.
Dude, I went into a Banana Republic today at the Grove.
I can tell by the jacket.
Yeah. I've had this jacket, dude.
I know,
I love
with
this
you.
shit.
I'm fucking with you.
I dress like a rapper. It's fun. As a black guy myself, I wear clothes like this. And but no, I went to Banana Republic today and I saw a belt for $100 and I immediately thought, like, it sucks that I don't have an AR-15 right now to kill myself. Because what an insane thing. $100 for a belt. Imagine doing a spot at the Comedy Cellar and being like, oh, thank God I can buy a belt today. You fucking loser. Like, dude, you get $100 for the average comedy spot in a populous city and you can't even afford a belt.
I mean,
what
dude,
the fuck?
You forgot. You're in LA. You could have just walked out with it. It's not a crime in this state. In this city.
Dude, that's true.
You know, you
Why
should
did I
just
think of
walked
that?
out with it, brother.
Dude, it's an IQ test.
Exactly. Up to $1,000. So you just say, thank you for the belt, and just fucking waltzed out.
Yeah.
You know, security stops you, just fucking blow them off.
Oh, you're going to arrest me? Well, I'm from Venezuela. Oh, sorry. And boom.
I'm an illegal migrant. I'm untouchable in this county.
I'm from Venezuela, plus I'm 6% Cherokee Indian. I have a Jewish lawyer. You're fucked, kiddo.
You're just naming all the fucking all the things.
Yeah, all the things. Yeah.
Here's one that goes back to the corporations that I think you'll have an interesting opinion on because
we love corporate feudalism.
Yeah,
love America.
Because I think you'll have an interesting take because you're a bright kid about it. Ryanair CEO, so Ryanair is an airline out of Ireland. Okay. Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary proposes a 2-drink limit at airports to curb the rise in disruptive passenger behavior on flights. Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary has suggested that airports should implement a 2-drink limit on alcoholic beverages for passengers to reduce disruptive behavior on flights. O'Leary believes passengers should show their boarding pass when purchasing alcohol at the airport and be limited to 2 drinks. He attributes the increase in disruptive passengers to record-high flight delays this summer, with some travelers visiting airport bars to pass the time. Ryanair has flown over 58 million passengers. O'Leary also calls for more effective local fines for disruptive passengers and has been in contact with European governments about the issue. Now,
I think that's great.
I mean,
and just funny. I think it's funny.
We all know that there's been a lot of unruly behavior by passengers on airlines since COVID broke.
Yes.
Right? People lost their social compass. They were dying to get the fuck out of their house. They got drunk, smashed each other in the face on a plane. You know, people get in trouble, whatever.
Hoo-ha, the whole world works.
But he blames the drinking at the airports, breezing over the fact that there have been record delays by airlines. It's like, if your fucking business was in order, there wouldn't be delays, there wouldn't be drunk people on the plane, no one would want to punch anybody else. Get your fucking business in order and get the plane there on time. No one's going to be drunk and disruptive.
Bro, he
literally blamed it on the passengers because his airline fucked up.
There have been so many airlines over the last 2 years, Boeing got in trouble for this, that have had issues. And, like, I don't blame people for drinking before their plane. They don't know if it's going to go down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing. You might die on the airline, or the door might come off in the middle of it. I think I'm going to need a few drinks to calm down to get on the fucking thing.
And by the way, none of this is Spirit Airlines, by the way. This is like Southwest and American, JetBlue. The fucking door blows off. They're like, oh, sorry, folks, it's a bit loud in the back. Yeah, because the door fucking flew off. If I take my seatbelt off, I'm going to see fucking Colorado.
Dude, I remember a few years back, famously, there was a JetBlue flight that was trying to land, and its nose landing gear didn't go down all the way. So it goes up and curls in, but it came out and didn't curl straight, so it was sideways, and they were worried about, like, what the fuck are we going to do?
Oh, my God.
So you know, they're like, okay, the thing is landing. They get those fire trucks out and spray that foam all over the runway because they know that it's going to spark a flame. Yeah. So they wet down the runway to hope that it slows down the fire so they can get there and get the people off. And you know, they're doing all this. It's like the plane's circling. But the people on the plane have TVs on JetBlue. They're watching live coverage of their own flight, of like the emergency of their own flight landing. They're like, oh my God. So like, you know, I don't know if the fucking pilot told them that they were the plane on the TV, but like, oh my God, there's a JetBlue flight that's landing that its gear's not all the way down. Oh my God, the fire truck's right there. They think it's going to crash. And they're on the plane watching on the seats behind them their own destruction, their own potential destruction.
Yeah.
Could you imagine knowing that your own flight might not land and you're watching it on television on the plane?
Bro, when I'm desperately trying to fall asleep on a plane so time can pass by quicker, I'd be doing that. I'd be like, I'm trying to go to sleep, so when I die, it's lights out.
Maybe they get fucking Chandler Bing's fentanyl hookup and it starts handing those out on flights, so that way the people won't be so they certainly won't have the energy to fight. Right?
Yeah.
Or be disruptive. You just hand little fentanyl pills out to the passengers and you put them on the plane. They're all unconscious for the whole flight.
You're like asleep. They're like, something to drink. Yeah. You order a Coke and they just fucking fentanyl and Coke. And you're just out.
The stewardess is just coming down the aisle with IV drips for people. Make sure they have enough hydration to stay alive for the flight.
Well, dude, it's also like there was that one plane that took off. I don't remember what airline it was, but like as soon as they took off, the fucking landing gear the front landing gear just fell off and hit somebody's car.
Oh yeah, could have killed them on the ground.
I think somebody, either somebody's car was completely destroyed or somebody died. I don't know what happened, but the fucking landing gear just fell off. And they're like, oh, it's still safe to fly. It's just as safe as it was 20 years ago. It's like, no, it's not.
Well,
we have video proof that it's not.
And like every other corporation, they're trying to cut costs, so they cut corners. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, how many Boeing whistleblowers have died now under mysterious circumstances? 2, 3. One guy got shot before his testified. And the other guy, fell out of a window.
Yeah.
It's like Boeing and Russia just knock off their enemies.
Yeah, dude.
Very efficiently, very quietly. They get away with it all.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think
if next time somebody pisses me off, I'll be like, yeah, that guy works for Boeing, and he's gonna probably leak something.
Yeah, dude. Start a little conspiracy
and
theory.
He'll get
around
killed.
it. Yeah. Start fake accounts under his name and start trashing Putin on Telegram.
Yeah.
And see if he sends over a hitman to kill the guy. Really get meta with the assassinations.
Hey, for all the people that you mentioned earlier, gambling in the stock market, Boeing's a good investment because the government's never going to let them go bankrupt.
Of course not. They make fucking Titan missiles. They make some of our goddamn nuclear warheads. They're not going to let them go.
Hey, good investment because they're never going to let it go out.
Yeah, just like the banks were in 2008. If you bought every bank stock in 2008, you made a killing.
Yeah.
And, Warren Buffett famously bought like 20% of Goldman Sachs at a 40% discount. They were like, oh yeah, it doubled his money in a year.
Good fucking move, dude.
And the banks paid back all that money they took from the government with interest.
Yeah.
You know that? Because that's how much the banks never lose. They're built to not lose.
The house always wins.
Yeah, exactly. They're the house. Yeah. They control everything.
The house always wins. Yeah. And by that, we also mean that the people who own houses always wins, which is mostly BlackRock and Vanguard.
Exactly. Yeah,
you
the
fucking
banks.
Losers.
The bank. That's why you'll hear me trash political leaders, across the globe. You'll never hear me trash the CEO of a bank.
No.
I want to live.
They're making all the right moves.
And the Clintons. I will have my guests trash them. I will not say anything bad about them, except the time I asked about coming on Hillary Clinton's tits. That was Mike's favorite, I think, moment of the podcast this year.
Hey.
He's up there. Let me ask you a question.
Man. I get it.
Who do you think the last person to come on Hillary Clinton's tits is?
Epstein? Probably Jeffrey Epstein.
That's way more. He thought.
And Ghislaine Maxwell probably filmed it and fingered her cunt to it. That was really filthy.
Yeah,
wow.
Mikey and my guest thought Bill Clinton, but I think Jeffrey Epstein's a more viable answer in my opinion.
Yeah. I think they were better friends. I don't think Bill and Hillary actually like each other. I think they were just doing it because it was
That's a business
convenient.
relationship. It's a business relationship.
Yeah. It was funny. Norm has a hilarious joke where he's like, yeah, Bill Clinton opposes same-sex marriages. He's also not big on opposite-sex marriages. I showed a picture of Hillary. It's so funny. So funny.
Dude, always fun having you, my man.
Dude, I love it. I'll be back here again in like 4 months.
Nice. Let me know where they can find you in the meantime.
We'll get in trouble again. Comedy Historian
Yep.
On YouTube at Nate Roscoe, and then Nate Roscoe on Instagram, TikTok. Love you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gay. Praise Allah.
Thanks for coming on, bud. Obviously, you can follow me at Randy Valero. Follow the podcast at Ready, Set, Blow Podcast. We love you. Check you next week. Peace.
Don't say the N-word.